El profesor, Okay, good evening. Okay, let's start this. Good evening, folks. Welcome. Sitting in here for the Liberal Progressive. So we're going to have a conversation this evening. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners. Thank you for joining us, monitoring live from where? From Town City, from Samson Town. Okay, excuse me, Mr. Victor Tamorgan, good to have you here. Temenye Bato, Tomomolu, good to have you here. Jason, that's monitoring from Town. This early morning hours, a little after 12 a.m. there as well, 12 after 12. Good morning, Jason. Welcome to the show. Emmons, good to have you here as usual. Mr. Melvin Tamising, good to have you here. Job A. Lee, good to have you here as well. Victor is religiously from Morrisville, Pennsylvania. Vic, I hope you're not a fan of the Liberal. I certainly hope you are not a fan of the Liberal. So, guys, we want to say good to have you here. We're going to open the microphone here this evening. So you will have your say because it's all about Liberia. We want to welcome you to today's program. The analysts will be here. And we're going to have a conversation here in a civil context for the good of the country. Morrisville, Penn, that is Pennsylvania, Morrisville. Okay, good to always have you here. And thank you for sharing your evening with us here this evening. Good that the Liberal is not in charge because he is the one always like to sanction voices. He always loves to hear what he wants to hear and not what you want to say. You should listen to him. He doesn't want to listen to you. Mr. Krugman is in the house. Good evening. Thank you so much. JOT just right on time. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you. Let's get a ball rolling here in tonight's edition, Conversation with Samson Toll. Setting in for him, but it will not be his will. Sadly, he's not going to have his will here this evening. So welcome to the show. I am a big fan of Mr. Yeah, Victor, you spot a whole conversation tonight. Let's have a conversation. When this is a sound that introduces the program, multiple events, always see it. Just like to get us ready, get us started. Victor has successfully tried to dilute this conversation here tonight, but that's not going to happen. He tries to pull my leg. I know he's not a fan of the Liberals. That I know, because somebody just sent me a message here. Well, why would you want to be a fan? Vinicius and they are the guys that are the Liberal fans with Fatu and all of those people, but that's okay. Okay, good evening. Welcome, folks who want to say good to have you here this evening, as usual. Very shortly, the team will be here and we will have a national conversation. Too much is going on and we need to have a conversation. Rosetta Cole, good to have you here. Good evening, good morning, Mr. Kimant Wia, Kakuyan Kan. Well, I would just call you K to the second power or K2. Good evening. To welcome to the show. Well, folks, I'm sitting in here. Time check here is 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. As usual, we always here to have national conversation, critical issue as well about the country, our community, society, and what we need to know as a people. And I can for sure tell you, your voice will be heard here this evening. Now, good that the laborer is not here because the laborer is the guy that is he always try to sanction voices. He doesn't like people to. We should listen to him, but he does not want to listen to us. He and his guy Jerry Barkant, they are the two that we are trying to manage to deal with on this network. So let's have a conversation going here. Our analyst is here from the Garden State, the pepper area. You know, when the season change, where would I go to get a hot pepper? When you taste one, you sneeze, the cold and everything, COVID, Ebola off with just chili to go away. She's here, but she's one of the Boshians as well. You know, people are trying to protest that this network is being heavily infested with the Boshians. So, but again, we have no control. If you are reactions, if you're ANC person to 2%, you can also welcome and make your side. But let me go to New Jersey to where Madam Koto Jalabalayant is standing by, and I'm going to be bringing her in this evening so that we will have a conversation. And of course, you will also be heard. There you see her. You see when people get closer to the presidency, everything about them change. Everything, literally everything. This time we can only see them on the live view. When we call them after the program, they don't answer the liberal, then they on state media, state-run media, ELBC, ELBS, or whatever you call it. That's what they are. And I don't know whether they're getting paid or a voluntary job they are doing, but nothing for free. Analysts, only we the one get free, analysts, all the other people are paid in. Okay, Madam Balayan, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Soul. Good evening to the people of Liberia from my end, and good morning to all of those wherever you are at this moment, or good evening, good afternoon. I'm glad to be here.
Okay, yeah. I don't know why your program, you guys always be on. Is that special people can have access to it, or all Liberians, or you're just kind of they are setting, or you're just kind of like down setting people who don't need to see. Hey, am I part of that group or what?
The
Why don't
telephone line is there, and if you ask for the link, we
the
send you
line
there. You
here?
join the link. You want to be part of it? There's no
Of
isolation.
course. I
Uh,
thought the only Boshian family can be part.
no, that's not washing. You
That's
see,
what. Oh,
Patrick always there.
I
I
don't know
mean,
what the
like
platform.
other voices are being heard. You want for your voice to be heard. You are
I
welcome.
need to. I need to go to my own man. D flow second. Even while saying message, and they get kicked back.
D-Flow is busy. He's locked up. He's working from. Yesterday, work for in the morning to 8 or 9 o'clock.
So you the spokesperson now for D flow. So
But I'm very close to D-Flow, so I
so
know.
he can't. That way he can't even look at his Facebook page now. When people send message, he can't. I say, all right. On your way up, the people that you see that gave you the ladder, you better say hi to them because when the time comes, okay, okay, good to hey Famo, good to have you here, Clarence David. Thank you so much, Gerald Freeman, Tom Sherman. Good to have all of you guys here. Leo, you know a section going. Good to have you here as well. This is all. But I have a serious proclamation here, but I will wait until when at the appropriate time. Okay, Koto, it's good to have you here. But I know I've not been part here, but how has it been so far with your Let's just digress a little bit. We're going to come to our on a conversation. What is the receptions of so far you getting personally with the appearances on these state-run media? Are that the voice views or just your one group of people only you're wearing that jersey on a platform? What?
Well, it's not like that. Unlike the Weirchen, as you may call it, they were just lawyer, lawyer, lawyer. It's not like that with some of our, voices there. There are issues that we flag up, you know, that are concerning of the people of Liberia, because whether you call me Baka, Boashian, or whatever it is, I represent the people of Liberia. That's why nobody paying me. I'm not in anybody's pocket. I'm not in anybody what they call t-shirt or whatever clothes. So I am there as the representative of Liberian people. So when I'm speaking on what I'm hearing from our Liberian people. I don't go there as Boashin or how you may call it. The issues that are concerning the Liberian people is what we flag up. And we hope that some of the issues that we flag up, that the president will hear it, or whoever are in the higher, hierarchy will hear it, and uh, take that concern seriously, because we are speaking from what the people are saying. And I can say most of them that we have been flagging off have been actually taken into consideration, and that's my,
What is it?
my.
What what do you mean by taking into consideration? Who taking what into consideration? The
Well, whoever
GL?
hearing it, who's the leader, I don't speak to Baka personally, but
No.
people who are connected to him hear some of our concern. And as it is,
No.
raised, we see some action taken against, or
Hearing
towards
it,
what are some of our concerns.
hearing it and taking actions, that's a different thing. So are you saying
Yeah,
they hearing it and
I
are they
see a
taking
lot of it that have been flagged up. Action has been taken.
such
Even
an
action
example
is
of what?
not like physically to say, oh yeah, we dismiss this people or we dismiss that, but letter of recognition or letter of concern, have been gone to this era. So that's my happiness.
You're sending your own letter to the people here to
I'm
say
not I'm
why
not sending
some of
letter.
our
I'm
concern,
saying
why
what
some of
I
our
would be
concern can be
flagging.
addressed.
I am saying what I would be flagging. What I will be flagging is what some of the letters that we hear that go to some institution, that these concerns, are raised. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah, no, you're not doing all fair. You put together, you have a special chat room outside of this group. I'm surprised. Why are you guys? Is that this the Liberal the ones on this sort of campaign, right? Calling everybody out there or what? Or who? I would
Oh,
say you
the
because
liberal on his
you
own
being the
man
vanguard.
today. The liberal own baby today.
Oh really?
Oh my God, he was on the speaker's back today, like he grabbed it and said, "Oh, liberal, you eating your own baby?" He said, "Yeah, he give a hang."
The Liberal is he's on
He
the
was
right.
he was on his own man back, like like pepper on something back, right?
Okay,
So that's
so
the difference, of
you see, I
us
want to level. I want to have
support.
I want to level LPR folks in. And this is what Solo is saying here. Levels of dismissal for of over 198 civil. Those are some of the recommendations. Is that part of the recommendation?
The thing is, there was a job given to the civil servant agency, and that's their job they are doing. It left with That's the recommendation they send, and it's left with a very institution as to how it can be handled. And if the list is like, for example, we go to work here and report to work. So if people come to say, like, make sure that's verified, you go in, you clock in, or you sign in. So if there's any reason where you say you're going to work, there is no sign in for you, no clocking for you. Uh, no, nobody knows, but no documentation on file for you. You know what that means?
Well,
You and I know, when you just have like a month that your license about to expire, you are warned like a month or two before your license expire. If
so uh,
for any reason you are getting closer, or you even made a mistake one day after, you would not be working. So
so
if
wait
for
a
any
minute.
reason,
Those reasons that you outlining, people, am I hearing that people are not clocking in? They're not clocking out.
People are not
people
verified. They are not appearing. They are not unknown, unverified. So those are concerned. If somebody say they're working with Lpr and you're not seeing them there and they appear, that should be a concern.
So so those are some of the reasons for which these people have been terminated. Correct. They are not existing.
Some are not existing. With all the listing, the calling and thing, they have been talking about this deadline. Get there, bring this, come and verify your name. People have not come in to verify
I
their
don't really have
names.
problem government. People gotta before people get paid, they gotta work for it. I don't think it's unfair. Whereas other people go into a job on a daily basis,
Exactly.
you sit down. But I'm wondering here whether this exercise in itself is transparent, is open, or is it been targeted to a special group of Liberians
I
because of
mean,
their
it's not
political
targeted
affiliation?
to attack special group of people. And if you will listen to some of the calls that came in, there were some people that I said from the time they've been working in their life in some of the places they have never been signing in, but they can sign in now to go to work. So what that tells me
I
is
talked
that
to a few people. I'm not like you guys, the liberal, the Jerry back on. When the good is done, that is okay. I say it. Because I talked to multiple people who been in the system and how things used to be done, but now and then, oh, I gotta get a job on time because I gotta sign in, I gotta sign out. That is
exactly.
okay. This is what we want to see happening. People should not take government to be the least thing. You and I are here, people looking for a state job. It's almost like you're working for government. It's almost like it, regardless of whatever benefit it comes with. But people should be held accountable. They should be responsible in their duties. My only concern is if this thing is whether it is transparent, whether they're getting the information out there, or is it an overnight rush because people want to get immediate reaction from the citizenry. That's my only concern.
But you and I here, and every day we hearing the civil service putting the notice up that they do not want to dismiss anybody. But if you see that these names are put there and you find yourself there, go and verify. So why can't you go if you see your name there? Go there and tell the people that this is me. I'm here. So if I see Koto Jarad name is pasted on the screen and I do not appear and that's my name, but I'm passing around say, oh, they put my new order, they want to sack me. They put my new order to sack me. If you just saying it like that, why don't you appear where they put your name in and go verify that here I am?
It's been a hidden fight from day one prior to the election to you being a very strong advocate support to this government. We want to welcome our main Tony James Kabak, our national correspondent in Liberia. By the way, to get a hard tax ahead, we want to come to it. But like I said, from the onset, you being a high, strong proponent of then candidate Jose Newman Boyka. What are some of the things that he yet or his administration yet to address as far as you are concerned as a Liberian, regardless of your support to him?
Well, right now my concern has been that those areas that they have finding up that those ghost names existed, they should find qualified people to replace them with those ghost names. Because it's already an expense on government that government have been occurring. And if these have been existing, people that are qualified, let them be replaced by those ghost names that are there. But again, that's the people work. They have to clear the system maybe before they start doing that.
Yeah, okay.
And like for sorry, you're saying
No,
something?
go ahead. No, after that, then I'll bring one of our follower comment suggestion. We like to because most of the time, the guys here they're bringing a lot of Google suggestions. What are
Yeah,
people
and for errors that they talk about, this whole issue of the noise of salary issues that have been going around. to try to settle some of the problems, because I'm one of those. I don't want to go and work for an institution where I'm not paid. I tell you, you touch my 5 cents, my penny. You know, yeah, I don't joke with my 1 cent, my 2 cents. Let it be. What do you mean be given to me? You know, if I work for an institution, what the institutions, agree to pay me, let me be paid about that amount. But I see the noise all around that certain people are being paid certain amount that they are not. My only problem would be, what is the qualification of these people that are put in those positions? Does it commensurate with the requirement for that position? If not, if it doesn't commensurate with the qualification, then they should not be paid that amount. But if they are qualified for the position, I would recommend that people be paid, hardly paid, so that it will at
Okay.
least alleviate, not if it is not minimized. Let me say, if it would not, alleviate poverty or on their line, but it should be minimized, because I sure it will minimize corruption.
Okay.
Not
This is
where people are not qualified to be put in a position, then they stay in a high position and then yet still stealing government money. That would be my problem I have. So I want those issues right now to be resolved, and I hope the president will look at those issues seriously, because I want for salary. I love to be paid good salary, but that if people have to be paid good salary, it should be tell
what
by
is
their output and their qualification. For
what
me,
is
that is what I want right now that the president will look at.
okay. This is what, as you know, we always like to also get reaction from our onliners. Some of them they don't want to call, which is okay, but their tweets, their comments vital to this conversation. This is what Mr. Victor U.J. Morgan is saying. I think the government of Liberia should have a clock systems of all governments agency. The CSA should implement that immediately. Clock system, you hear, I hear, they have different style of pain. Some people using their fingers, some people using this, but bottom line, Mr. Morgan is saying, in order to create to have this sort of holistic approach and potentially to resolve this here, CSA should invest into this quacking system. I vehemently disagree with this notion. People work 2 days, 3 days in a month, and then they expect government to give them their full salary. I think there are a lot of things needed. This thing been going on for the longest. It is time to put to a rest all this here. Miss Trade, good to have you. Good evening. So, what do you agree with Mr. Morgan?
I totally agree with Mr. Morgan, because you can they say market work Bible draw. You have certain group of people working, and you have some group of them uh just come inside, you look, they gone out, and at the end of the month they want to be
We're
paid.
gonna wait now 10 o'clock, they go for lunch, 12 o'clock,
Yeah,
even the
they don't
end of the show.
return. And you go to the offices, certain requirement, you
But
want document.
not only the ordinary folks, not to interrupt you, those that are even in charge, the directors, the minister propers, and all of those people, those are things that they are doing. So as a result, the only person to emulate what they are doing, because you, my boss,
Exactly.
and you can't even say that you can't. Oh, you never hired. Okay, I come here every day. They go to the mansion. They can't read. I go to capital. When you come to a job, you need to set your behind there and do the people way, because at the end of the day, you scream, you want to get paid, but that is not happening. They leave and go. As a result, staffers, they have their own way.
Of course, that will happen, because you as a leader, if you don't set example, as soon as you go in there, your own, guys know that you already leaving, you're not coming back.
Okay,
Automatically they are also going to leave.
this is a
Then the
convoluted.
job is left undone.
Okay, this is a convoluted one here. Mr. Sly is saying, okay, our man Terry Collins, a senior analyst of the Library of Public Radio is here. Terry, good evening. It's good to have you here. Very shortly, we're going to write this table here. But this is what Mr. Stephen Sly is saying. So what happens to those who were fired from the mansion? They were not going to work to amend the security. I'm not
Are you
sure.
talking to me or Terrence?
Well, I mean, it's a conversation. I think based on what folks are listening, they are hearing all that people are not going to work, they were not practicing. But on the side, also have a concern. What becomes which category these people belong
And and
in?
if you listen, because I listened to one of the guys that claimed that he was working at the executive mansion and they were being dismissed or taken out of payroll. You have people you put them on supplementary payroll. Their documents are not. They require documentation to qualify them as being employee are not there, and you request for this thing certain level of time they are not producing those things. How did you get into the system? Bring your letter of employment or bring your document. You cannot bring those things, but you come up and say people dismiss me,
Was that
people
a
put money
situation?
out.
Was that a situation with those security personnel? I mean, they were
Yeah, that was somebody because according to the guy, one of the guys interview I listened to, he said they said their requirement was not either what's this his exact word, the required document were not in place, their qualification did not commensurate with the job. So I mean those were valid issues. If that is actually what he requests against, that was, to me, it's fair enough. If you can bring your letter in or bring your document in, and then we start fighting on your acceptance. But you are not bringing these things in, and you just conclude that it took you from on payroll. But we all know the announcement have been in from time to time. Bring your Come and identify yourself. Bring your required document that they are requesting, and some of them even their names are not on payroll, but they are there. They've been paying their supplementary. So those are grave concern. We
so
cannot be
what?
paying money to people that their needs. They're also gonna pay slip to be paying them. What are you paying them for?
So, I spoke with a particular lady
Yeah.
who happens to be one of the personnel with the Liberian National Police. They were trained. I remember when I was in Liberia, the first batch, because the group you call, I believe, will be the second batch. I remember passing through police academy. It was a huge traffic, graduate, all of that. Now, government invest resources into this process. However, the hiring process is being managed by human beings. There will be partisans, some of them are different people. We understand, but it seems to be it's the same government. So these people were trained. The guy used to arm. They were given all of the tricks, all of the tactics, how to get things going, to defend, to protect. And all of a sudden, they said where they were not in assistance. I'm going to bring in Terry in the one. I believe Terry said it. Terry, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So, and to Sis Kotu, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine, Terry. How are you?
Okay, Terry, I know you can come with your tabata later on, whatever in your own playbook, that is okay. But I'm just concerned because these people, like I said, they are being trained, they're being used to weapons, government put in resources, taxpayer, government money for that matter. They were uniform. In fact, one of them said, well, they will take them, they will get there in the morning, deploy them to go to specific places, intersection, junctions, or whatever assignment. Police car will pick them up, but yet then still they were not on payroll, and they have never been paid months and months. But they say, well, then now we hire you. So that makes it a little bit sort of difficult. I've not had the opportunity to speak with authority at the Liberian National Police or whatever to get us that. So I'm not going to be that judgmental to know. But that is a concern, concerning in the sense that to have a group of men, women who are trained, used to weapons or whatever thing, and then at the end of the day, to put it out. But Terry, you don't have to go with my tabata. You have your own stuff on the board here, but those are things that we're just talking about. Are those concerned? You have 400-500 persons who used to arm, be it the police or any prior military organizations within deep health, and just say, hey, after already years, months, we don't know how you get here. You gotta go.
I think it's a time bomb, actually, because you don't just let people go, especially train people with arm. But again, especially looking at Liberia as a case study, the war and all that. Liberia is not a structured society where you will say, you can just take people out of the service at that one lump sum, especially this amount of people one time. To me, is very dangerous. These kind of people can join an insurrection easily when there is an insurrection. So right there, you put the country on a time bomb. Like I said the last time, you don't need many people to cause an insurrection. You don't need many people to create problem in the country. Few trained people, along with some few disgruntled people that just know how to cause chaos, can cause a serious insurrection in a whole country that control that you got about 5 million people. So you have to be careful with people who control arms. If there is a vetting process, you let the process play out and you take them out of the service bit by bit. You don't just move one lump sum of people
Yeah,
like that
right.
in that
Yeah,
number,
that's right.
and just take all of them out of the service like
What
that.
was why you think was the strategy? Why someone did not give a second thought for them to have a lengthy conversations and like you referred say, and I agree with you because these things it has their own long-term implications. We don't know, it can be good, it can be bad, but bottom line is when a person goes out of job and there is no much convincing point, like I said, I don't the information's coming in about regarding these things is so much, everybody get their own side. But why you think it was just quickly heads on stuff here? Do you think should the GOL was to take enough time to study the situation, look at the scenarios, the possibilities, or other options in order to avoid this here? I was talking to another lady today too, who was one of those that were put down, the contractor, and she didn't give me the copy. I wanted a copy of the letter. Hopefully, I'll still going to, but she read it. Some of them is after putting put down there, said if you come, they're going to give them a certificate of appreciation. Can you imagine? Somebody worked after all the years, he didn't recognize their effort. You're telling me I'm going out of job, and you say you come and give me. When I go there, bamboo will devour cola.
Yeah,
Uh,
that those are some of the things that our government do. It's not only this government. If government come, government go, they do almost the same thing. And they put the state as at a fragile place wherein it's just a people are you never know what will happen next. You never know what will happen next. And right now, with the social media age we are evolving into, we got to be very careful, especially in Africa. African people take everything serious. It's not in the West. The West, somebody can, if government can do something, leaders can do something, it will go free. And you watch it, it will go free. But African people do not take protests lightly. In the West, yeah, people protesting is just a normal thing. But African men protest 1 or 2 times, something else coming to his mind to do. You see? Because the African mentality, we in Africa, we suffer a lot. The people in the West, not many people suffer. The men who will go stand on the street to protest can still go look for a job somewhere and hustle, do 1 or 2 and get by. But the African man is not like that. When he don't have it, he don't have it. So that is the reason why you have to be careful with the batch of people who are well trained in the society to just take them out of the service once and for all, especially people that the only thing they know is that particular job that they have spent years in learning, growing into, and all of that. That is the only thing they know. So you got to be careful how you plug them out of the system. Otherwise, there could be a time bomb just in wait for any kind of insurrection or any kind of disruption in the country for them to create chaos. And that is what it is. And looking at our country, we don't even know how much manpower we have, even in the military, in the police. It is alleged.
Well, you will not know because I don't think those are things security, and a good security person will want to disclose the strength of their military might. I know any trained military person, Eduardo Cardo, is just thousands of thousands because part of that is for security reason, not just only to you, for your opponent as well.
But Mr. So, there have been 2,000, for what we know, the people that were trained were 2,000 men.
Why you want to know the strength of the security of the strength of the military?
We gotta know. It's on the books. It's not something hidden. It's supposed to. That's something we're supposed to know. The military is supposed to be around 2,000 men. The people that we know that were trained under Madame Sirleaf, they're supposed to be around.
Which is not anything for a country anyway.
Thank you.
That's why I don't like to talk about it, because then we just make ourselves vulnerable.
Definitely. But people know these things. They're on the books. People know. And even at 2,000 men right now, as we speak, you will be surprised to have 1,005 straight, because there were some people that left the army, there were some people that died, there were some people that resigned, and many other things.
Okay, so all right, but okay, let's switch gear. Let's see. I'm quite sure you're doing some diary keeping there. Too much going on. But let's look in your playbook. You know, there's something that caught my attention today. The president, from a relief from the Liberian News Agency, the other thing that will come. The president is calling for an investigation from social media. That is quite interesting. Yeah, according to the release, these people sometimes they write thing, and I don't know how they can just do it. Even if it's coming from the social media, that's not what this is. A government state-run. This is almost equivalent to Reuters news agency, Al Jazeera, Associated Press. Now, these major cable network, what they do, they have this sort of intercoms network system. Just how other people get news from different places. They can't. Other countries can get news. The Liberian News Agency is the medium of exchange of information, communication coming from the country. So anything coming from there, they got to be very, very careful how they put it out, how it's being curved, and how it goes out, because that can change the conversation. Anyway, that's a different thing. Hopefully, they can fix that. But now the government is getting to know that there's excessive salary and they must be investigated. So is someone telling me here that they don't know this sort of outrageous salary people were getting? They don't know about that? It has to be reported, or it has to break it. Guys, social media, people from social media got to break it up. And you, Terry, because yesterday, as you were you were one of those who calling because Mr. X worked with the report of Morovia, and Port of Morovia brings in lots to the country, to the economy, and all of that, so they can be paid as thousands of millions of dollars. Was that your position?
Yeah, Mr. So that's my position. My position, Mr. So, is this, right? Take for example, money captain. I think it's alleged that money captain makes 21,000. That is not a hidden secret. President Boca continue with
one thing people are not interrupting. One thing they are not even also talking. It is not a government or Liberia paying money captain. Those are special contracts coming from. So they don't have anything. Whether they pay him billion, I think it's none of their business. It's not coming from taxpayer. We don't know whatever contract do you struck with the international community, EUs, or these donors, why they have him there.
Yeah, but support also comes from the government to this institution. So you cannot rule out. You can say it's not the government's business.
If government really has a official fry inside, they will have taken action.
Those are autonomous agency, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying there, but they are autonomous agency. LEC, all of those people they used to do it. Now, there's some sort of subsidy. Government does have something to do, but what we are seeing, the funding, since all of these things went down the hill since the war, they are by and large surviving at the hands of other donors. I am not in agreement with somebody making a huge amount of money. One person that just been very disproportionate to other people with. But let her make your point.
Yeah, the thing.
No, but again, Mr. So if the institutions, that are paying this amount, that was the fixed or set amount set for that position.
Right. That's
then
my.
I would not disagree with that. I
I'm
would
here,
only
I
disagree
here to verify. I'm hearing
yeah, so that's my concern right now. Was that on the organization's payroll that should be allotted to that position? If that is the case, of course, I would not reject that, because people have to be paid according to their experience, according to their qualification. So institutions that are actually supplementing the Liberian government, bringing in money according to their job prescription, the affix amount set up for that.
Okay.
So for me to say, the only problem I have is where some of the what they call allowances and that qualification of the nomenclature. That will what I will have problem with. If the person is receiving, they already have a transportation, and you say transportation allowance, and you put gas, and that is where with me I have problems. For the salary, I don't have problem with the salary if that was allocated for that position. But you can't be giving the person car, then you give them transportation allowance. They have a home, you're giving them a housing allowance. Those are things that for me I will question. Then they have scratch card where you can set up an interconsistent. You can pay for your. It's just like $100 or somewhere that you pay for $300. How much special card the people are making that they should be, having a $300 scratch card?
That's another proposal you should be making. But let me just bring in.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Those are things. If you see issues coming up, a lot of talks behind the ground are pumping all these things. That's why they are coming out.
Okay. So, Terry, let's hear you.
Yeah. So similarly, my problem is like what the problem I have with the GOL for this guy, this deputy information minister, to be saying that the president is setting up a committee to look into it. So to my amazement, the president did not know.
No, what I heard is not that the president is setting up people to be looking to, but the president had made pronouncement 1 month before. But the only thing is that probably
this thing here.
What I heard.
We need to start dressing Santa Claus.
No, I'm not dressing it. I'm telling you what I heard before, even before the staking up. They have been in, but it's like they were overlooking it. Now it's popping up. It's been in.
Yeah, but did you listen to your deputy minister for information today?
Oh yeah, that's the spokesperson, but he corrected himself. Look, you didn't know that?
Look,
how he corrected himself?
He corrected himself. He said it had been in. The president said it before.
Okay, but the way he said, because you can be a spokesman for almost like you spokesman for the government, and then you be doing no kind of thing. Then you make the people now to see you guys are not prepared. You're not ready to deliver. You got to have an efficient information dissemination team.
Maybe he had not had the information directly, but I heard that. I think not even this week, but it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah, but today he said that the president is setting up a team to look into it. So that means it's mind-boggling that, Mr. So?
No, make your point.
It's mind-boggling that the president do not know that a major government entity is paying its employees this amount of money even before, because you must understand now, this was the place wherein these guys went to the Supreme Court, right? They went to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court ruled in
Yes.
favor of them, and the president still went ahead and suspended them and brought in these guys to act in their stead.
Yeah.
So the president should have been abreast ahead of time with the information regarding how much money
That's right. But what I'm saying, what Mr. So was saying, when the president said that he was reducing his salary, he has sent a message to them that if you go across the board, let them look into salary.
So what was the follow-up? What was the follow-up on the part?
That's what I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. I don't know, but that may have been a problem or what the follow-up have been.
Yeah,
so
but
who screwed up?
So we'll hold the president responsible. I'm not saying we're not holding him responsible.
That's the budget.
He gave the message in. He didn't act effectively. So he will be held responsible. But to say that he did not make effort, that's what I don't want to. But anything that is not just done right is just not done. That I agree with other us. Yeah, because we're holding responsible.
Yeah, because the budget, you must also understand under Burma Kamara, the budget went there. So they all discussed the budget of the LTA before it was passed. So they knew exactly how much money was going into that entity before it was highlighted. So I think my own is that I don't have a problem with a certain entity and certain people, because you see, you got to make the area attractive. If a man or a woman, like you this photo now, you live in America and you're working for maybe $89 or $100 an hour here. You think you want to leave that to go to Liberia to work for $5,000? You're not going to do that because you got bills you paying here. So in order for you to bring professional on the job, you have to make the salary lucrative. They may not going to sacrifice for you. The person that's going to sacrifice are your president. What is your president budget? Your president office budget is around $4 million. So who might made a sacrifice now? I don't want in America. We're working for maybe I'm making my little small shovel here, I hustle in here, and then so I pay bill. Then I'm a lead here. I know what I'm getting and what I'm paying my mortgage and other things. I should go in
if it's insufficient, just refuse. Say
definitely, but then you will not get the kind of qualified people you need to be able to work in those areas to effect change and give you the kind of output you need. The telecommunication, the LTA is a strong area. And you need people with vibrant experience. You don't, because this is going to open up the economical system in the country. Communication. Like I was listening to Patrick Honda today, right? He said there are still some places in the villages that the people do not have access to communication.
Exactly, like Westward, certain part of Lofa. I mean, I think Grand Gita, some of the areas.
So the thing is now, so what have they done? You came to rescue something. So why he talking that complete crap? I mean, I don't. Yeah, that's just been very.
No, but for me,
that's true. That does not even. If you listen to the interview, he didn't.
Because, for example, you work with a telecom institution. You're responsible for communication. Then you receive it $300 for scratch card. That is
what were the gas?
What?
I know 1,000.
I feel like those one up. You can't be having a car, then you having a car, government get your car, then they pay for 3,000. I can even buy a car for any other people back then. Some of those low, level workers. That 3,000 and change can get some, car for some, lower level, or even that 3,000, you know how many person you can pay?
Right.
That working with government.
But his excuse, you were making excuses like
that's not
we get to
for those kind of things. I just serious problem.
You didn't be getting paid.
I think
all the allowances.
It's still getting paid.
Calling the creator those commissions.
That's no excuse for me. I see that as no justification.
Yeah,
no justification for that.
It doesn't even make sense.
No,
something else caught my attention, and I'm gonna. Okay, so what are we hearing from the president's visit? I'm gonna play this here and see whether we are hearing something else as well. And it's sad. For so long, from the Helen Johnson Sirleaf government, Joy Wiaun insult to injury, the communication aspect, and even the now President Boyka, I think this is something they need to improve on. But let's look at this and see maybe there are other things from.
I'm sure Kimberly here in Abuja. Let's begin tonight by letting you know what the President Bola Tinubu has been up to in faraway China. The President had met with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Beijing, China. The presidency today says that both leaders announced the elevation of Nigeria-China ties to that of a comprehensive strategic partnership. It says the duo agreed to build a high-level Nigeria-China community with a shared future. The president is the president is also.
Okay, there's a reason I'm playing this here. Jerry, I think we're on this conversation. When the president leaves, we expect now when he comes back, there are tentative, there are conversations upon their arrival, memorandums of understanding. I don't know if there's one, I don't know here. And I'm going to play this here. You know, those days, the late Samuel Doe, who was a military man and later turned civilian to whatever it is, when the president is traveling, you have the State Broadcasting Corporation's correspondent, the Liberian News Agency, press crew. I'm not sure what is happening, not just only executive mansion. It's just not only executive mansion, right? But press crew travel. And the reason they are doing that, so that your country, people will be abreast. That's not happening. I'm going to play another disgraceful one here. Just hold on 1 second. You know, our people, folks should just bear with me. I got to do what it calls screen sharing here. Let me see, maybe I can take a, okay, let me just do this. Terry, just 1 second. Let me do this and I'll come right back here. Okay. This here. Yeah, okay, guys, just bear with me here. Some of these stuff in that we can. Okay, so let's play this here.
Mr. Wen Zhongming, Vice Chairman of the National People's Congress of China, Madam Yu Lessing, Chair of the Shanghai People Congress, Mr. Yang Wang, President of the Chinese People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries, my distinguished colleagues from around the world, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the delegation from our various countries, we want to thank the People's Association for Friendship with Foreign Countries for the invitation to the 2024 Legislators Forum. This is an excellent vision that has given us a great opportunity to come together from various countries to network, share our experiences, and learn from the resilience and determination of the People's Republic of China. We have truly seen that success stories come with vision.
I want to see here. What are these?
The Chinese People
Okay.
Association of Friendship and
The
Foreign
reason
Countries.
I'm playing this here. The reason I'm playing this here is the same old thing. Do you know the woman I was speaking there?
Yeah. And I
know
will put.
Yeah, you know the person who was doing it live?
Who, Dara Dillon?
Dara Dillon.
That's not true.
What?
That's
go on
not
his
true.
page. Go on his page.
Did they have no photographer there? No camera.
This is despicable.
That play with on or that government money.
There, you know, our people, because they are so mean, it's all about themselves.
Wow, so I don't believe
All
that.
you
What?
go on Darius Dillon page. I wanted to see what he to do and what you were showing him trying to flip camera. Because the reason I'm saying it is it's a complete embarrassment. Darius Dillon used to be he used to work with Senator the late Charles Walker Bronsky. When Bronsky was traveling, these people they have staffers.
Yeah.
Our people, I mean, because they are so mean, it's all about themselves. And this is why you can see these leaks and all of that. I remember I used to work with Ministry of Post and Telecommunication. I work with the Ministry of State. When these people traveling, they have a full press crew. You a pro tem of a Senate? You want to tell me you don't have a public relations officer or their own part? They can get on plane, know how to get on plane to go to China. That Darius Dillon is your cameraman. He's supposed to be in Chimo to represent the country to do
These
something.
joking,
And
man.
then he's doing live.
What?
It's crazy. And they say we want to have a good society.
No. What?
This is
That
a
was
guy.
I see the person like the camera like trying to fall down. The person like
Yeah, because you said that. What time? What is the time that is on hand? I know people say, "Oh, but yes, these are important because these things go viral. This is how people take us, whether we are serious or not." You senator there, you're supposed to keep focus. You are attending a conference, and you there, you become a cameraman or camera boy to the protest. What? They think like a social club that is being run in Liberia. I don't even know what are the president himself. What, because like I was saying, those days like Charles Bronsky, you have like Maurice Ducre there, who was the former speaker, and all of those people, when they are going, those even though the people like Steve McConnell, the Saros Badio, the Lpr-Tv Menju, the Fetoro Renfro, all of those people, Paul Allen Weed, Paul Bain, those were people those days when the president travels. You have a full crew that goes with the president. Why? By the time the president ends his stuff or whatever committee, by the time you go low, boom, statement comes out. There's a guy who, this man here, that the guy who going to give a global security, whatever speech, he's the camera person. They don't, so they want to tell us that they don't have staffers. Although people party, they're only good for Morovia. Those are country people children.
Yeah, that is
so
selfish.
when they take their public relation person now, thousands of dollars, they go in there, it's not free. Thousands of dollars gonna go to them. How can we have effective? What time does he have to record, to take effective meetings of things happening? You're fighting with cell phone to do live because I don't get it.
And the pro-tem budget alone is $1 million plus. You want to tell me she don't have means to transport somebody with her to do all that photo something and camera?
That's a
very major program. Even I'm waiting to see his speech and to listen, because that what you just played, we need to listen to what she said. I don't know if you are able to capture all the angle and clearly, because what I'm hearing, is not ready. It's you recording from your phone or you recording from a real camera setup and stuff like that, because you needed somebody to record that whole program with a camera set up, everything. Like some of that picture I saw with him, the Chinese guy had a camera stand set up, the journalist set up, mounted. A picture that he posted, I saw the camera mounted. But why would he? I don't get it. I don't really get it. Why would he guys be playing with us like that?
Look, Victor, if you don't know, Victor, let me just tell you, Kula is a very, if you know what is happening in there, the fighter is in there. You don't know. People just know.
Kula is a brilliant girl.
No, it's a even has serious problem with Press Secretary Kula. Kula does everything for the president. Yeah, but they're not giving that little chance. I'm telling you. And I mean, I can't do it. Anthony Cassidy, they are the people that are running the show. And it's like he does not even know the value of his position, deputy minister for public affairs, and you want to be like a bad to be a bad tutor for the president. Those days, what his name? Who was it? Who was the former deputy minister? Some other guy. One of their name will come from me. When the president is trapped, before the president even go anywhere, the deputy minister for public affairs is the advanced team to make sure set the stage because your crew and everything. But guess what? They and the president they must get on the same plane to go. Deputy public affairs minister, it is not your freaking responsibility to even issue press statement. That's not your job. But everybody wants to be in the fry. Everybody wants to be in charge. Everyone wants to want to be authority. I'm telling you, Morgan, that girl is catching hell. She fight people. They're fighting. Everybody want to be close to the big elephant. And so sometimes they overshadow her, they overrun her, and of course, have been around the old man for quite a long time. But these are things that people, it's sad. It shouldn't be. It's all because people these people have over 15, 20 staffers. And they say they have this 1 year. How many of them even, how many times you are listening that these people have an advisor or so thing?
But Mr. So, I don't get it. Why would you want to even have a press secretary and then have at the same time, I don't know if it can, if they, because what I see Jerry Lpr doing, I also see the same work this press secretary is doing as well. I don't know whether if they cannot emerge to be one, because like right now Jerry Lpr is going to China now. He's on his way to China as well.
He should be there. You see, and I observe, just pop in. I think much is expected of this president, in that he being in government. I think Terry is frozen. Let me just take him off. Let me just take in something environmental. Let me just take him off. Terry, I'll just take you off and you come back. Okay. All right. I think you are frozen. You okay?
Yeah, I think that my internet, man.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the two of them cannot even come up with one concise message for the Liberian people to consume. So I don't know why you have a press secretary and you also have an information minister.
My man Solo kept working here, went to the press union meeting here that was in Minnesota, and I advised it. But you know what, people, they don't listen to people. I think I said, Solo, you should know better. You're a presidential press secretary, even though I never saw him I never saw him carrying it, but I brought that to Smith Toby's attention. I see a deputy when the press secretary now go, you go. When you are deputy, you're supposed to be within the proximity of the president to recall. But you're doing commentary. You want to tell me you're not get a press crew? You aren't able to find time about those teachings. So he will get another thing to eat so that a family then can get something. Because our people, they are mean, battle line Terry. So even when they get people there, they get away, they just suppress people. It's all about themselves. People should hold their bag, open car door for them, call them chief. That's exactly what you see that's being exhibited. So Darrell Dillon, chairman on foreign how do you call it? Foreign affairs. Pro tem. Very powerful person in government. And you go into such a major war conference, you don't get your public relation, that's where people like Paul Allen Weird and the late those guys. Because when they would be there in the airway, those days there was no social media, but they have a huge media, huge way of communicating. They will start blasting. But guess what? They just went there, and all their other staff, they only go for Liberia, only Capitol building their own. They can't afford. They don't need exposure. They don't need to go any other way. Why? Because they alone want to be the only person to take money. And another thing here is The same problem with the CDC that we have with multiple people speaking.
That is the same thing I
is
wanted to say.
happening. I listened to Mo Ali a little briefly on my phone. They call them. It's because they just do not know their function. If they and everybody they want to be in the front and they just do not know. And a small thing, center call there, then they want to come. You don't have no authority to explain anything about the president or the government of the Republic of Liberia. These people, they are a bunch of people who just don't know. They are not a problem that they are bringing to us. Everything, the president do the president will take the decision. The president needs to act on these people. It is the Minister of Information, but everybody wants to be the one to be in authority, that they are so much close or loyalist to this president. Every issue, people call it, then they kind of explain for President Joseph Boyka. Oh, then what can I explain? So, wait a minute. So when we talk, we even go to water and sewer. If we start talking about water and sewer, should somebody come from Ministry of Lands and Mouth to start talking about that?
Start talking about it.
The same thing we talk about Jefferson, Cody, Akara, Gray, these people. That's the same old thing they are doing. And nobody is calling these people attention. What they are doing is so bad. Let me open the phone line here.
These people will do this thing for 6 years.
They are going to be the worst. And I don't think the president, to be honest, the president doesn't have the I don't think he can contain these people. Let me pick up this phone call here. Caller, hello, good evening.
Yeah, thank you, brother. So this is both
I wanted the Liberal then. I really wanted the Liberal then to come here. They know why they didn't come here tonight. I don't care when they come. I will still tell them. Hey.
Yeah, Liberal. I think sometimes the Liberal.
This is so sad the way they behave.
Yeah, they go to extreme and not really looking at the bigger picture, and that's one of the problem over there. You see, the information arm of this government is very crazy. Even the very information minister, he's so he's like arrogant. For me, the way he speaks, instead of disseminating, he thinks he's working for Joseph Boyka instead of working for like great people to give the good information. He's so aggressive the way he speaks.
The man who said the information will be independent. President, I fire you. You Minister of Information, you talk about be independent. You there to fix the government language. And you say you want to be independent. You out of job. Overnight you out of job. Try that way. I beg you.
And then you have Paul Allen, who was on the campaign trail and promoting Unity Party. They are the one coming up to defend this government, but they are the things I'm fighting the government and becoming the president, all that. So I don't know where they are as far as governance. I think it's more of on a defensive and don't know what to say and what to do. So that's what happened. But earlier the conversation, I was following the conversation, and we're talking about I forgot. I slipped my mind again. My train of thought. But anyway, I think Terry was saying something concerning the money, right? You guys are making, as far as Joseph Boyka does not know, how much people were making. Don't forget, Joseph Boyka on the campaign trail, the President Boyka said, where you were referring to Ellen Johnson government when you were vice president. He said they employ people. They had like 200 people, and when President Weah came, he brought additional 200 people. He said, and they moved. They were assigned with a just salary. He said, we will cut them down. We will cut them down. So he knew where the people's salary were. In fact, those people's salary before President Weah came, those people's salary were astronomical. It was high, and President Weah came harmonized it. He brought more people on. So Joseph Boyka was saying, in essence, we will cut those people down. We will take the salary from where we left it to put it right back to where it was, so that we can shrink government and have effective people working. And that will be happening. It's just that their own campaign people start to bring the thing up because they didn't understand what was going on in President Weah government.
Okay, that makes it. They don't not part of presidential dedication. Where you get on the information? Your part. Sorry, let's go ahead.
And so that's one of the things that happening, and again bringing it all out to the public glare. It's like it's so embarrassing to them. But these are things that, unfortunately, like we always say, the reason why President Weah was treated because he did not understand the publicity. He did not understand the media role that's supposed to promote him. Because most of the President Weah did, it was against what was done in the former administration or early 2020. Somebody cut him down that people were making 35,000, 25,000, 20,000, that he cut them down. They didn't go out there to explain the performance and like bring people. And so the media just ran with it to the extent when the people start coming, you harmonize my salary, I will harmonize your food. Darius Dillon, remember Darius Dillon in an interview, he said Charles Bronski only use them to be bad boys. He said President Weah raised leaders. President Weah heard Thomas Fala from the playing field and made Thomas Fala a leader. And this guy is not somebody that will even hold another person here to raise them up to be a leader. This is the reason why he goes and he become a cameraman, or man who's supposed to give speech, or man who's supposed to be promoting the image of our country, become a cameraman, recording a serious or let's say conference that they are in. They didn't carry any kind of press code. Where is Kula Fofana that's supposed to be over there? Where all these people from the press
pushing our leg here, putting our leg because far older than her. I feel bad. The pushing on the Kessel is so mean. It's all about them.
You saw when they came to America when they were having that thing. I think that in Georgia, I was surprised that one of the conferences they had or meetings they had with the people, somebody bag traveling suitcase was sitting out with a I'm not bad here. Everything was on the chair, and the person was recording.
Well, Clarence called the line open. You can call in. Call, just call.
The person recording the lady, and I'm like, what? The person that broadcast sitting around in the walk. They took them from one hotel room, and the other people go to the other hotel room, sitting there. I was at Toka, and we just calling the president. And I'm like, this is unprofessional. You people can't take some more years of experience. You people are the people who's supposed to make this thing look better than what president, according to your president, we are doing. And you are just screwing everything up from local to international level. What can we say about it? I know it gotta be embarrassing to my brother Terry. I'll be honest with you, because with the liberal, there's nothing you see the first way go. That is right. I mean, not right. Everything you see is better.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Chloe, is your call. Clarence, the line is open. Let me just put a line. Let me put a number here. Any other person? What are these people you try to do there?
I'm standing by ready when you're ready. Just for me.
This is people crazy. You're on the phone. You're on the phone. And you're telling them to call in the station. Let me just turn this thing on here. See. Okay, go. Let me see. I gotta pull this thing on something here. People, some. Go. Terry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, Mr. You hearing me?
Yeah, Clarence, the number here. Let me just pull this number here. If you want to call, you can call. The number is there.
That thing is very, very shameful, man. It's very shameful, Mr.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they operate. That's how they operate.
Very shameful, very embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I saw a picture. I saw a picture of the senator. He was on the podium. I didn't see his speech. He just posted himself on the podium. He didn't post the speech. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. You see this? You see the speech there? Let me put it stuff on. You see his speech? Terry? Terry? Terry, are you hearing me? Okay, let me see.
It does
Yeah. Okay. Everyone, are you there? Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. You not hearing me? Everyone, are you hearing me? Did I press?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I don't know if you're ready for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why you were not hearing. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Hello to you and Terry there. I know the other public ran away. I think I will talk about I saw three of you earlier and then I see two. But let me just say this. You know, we all know what's going on in the country. Even the trip that our president took, I think, I don't know if that was what Terry was talking about, you know, going to China. Mr. So I will tell you this as a reaction, as you guys will call me, or even a solution of somebody who supported President we have during the elections. In my heart of hearts, I've said before, I felt like President Barker would have been better on certain things. I really did. I felt like even though he was playing the politics of supporting President Weah, but just based on President Barker's experience in government, the perceived humbleness of him, and somebody who doesn't require a lot or didn't desire a lot, we thought he would be better in governance. And truly, I've been surprised, and I think many people, even those who supported him, have been surprised of his lackadaisical approach when it comes to fixing the country's problem and quote unquote saving the country's money. Because he complained how the people are using the country money, country poor. The very same thing that he's doing, trying to get people to pay back money that was stolen or these perceived corrupt officials, but you're spending money on things that is unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary. Look, going to Indonesia. Indonesia is not a small country. It's the third most populous country in Asia behind India and China. So it's an important country in terms of population and maybe in terms of the economy. But we didn't go there for anything with specificity. We went there to go marinate, to go introduce ourselves to Indonesia.
No, yeah, go ahead. Oh, let me see. Yeah, there's a caller. Up. Oh, Karen, I don't know why we have no more call. Evie, are you still there? Evis? Evis? I don't know why Karen, when the number comes, it always something. Karen, you just gotta wait. Evis, are you there? Oh. Terry, you hearing me? I'm not hearing you. Your mic is muted.
Yeah, I'm hearing you, Mr. So.
Okay, I don't know where Evis. Let me just call them.
I don't know everyone on the line, but you dropped the line.
Yeah, no, he's still on, but for some reason, let me just, okay, we call him back. Okay, yeah, Terry, go ahead. There was a call.
You mean Elvis or Terry?
No, Evis, I mean.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, like the guy going to a communist party and going there for legislative engagement. You guys don't have the same form of government. Those people are run by pretty much they're not a democratic country where you see you guys are sharing democratic ideals. What are they doing there? These guys just want to travel, looking for blind. Somebody say they got a budget to travel every year and they got to exhaust that budget before the end of the year. So you guys are just looking to travel. I mean, we see the same thing that went on under President Weah, and they're doing the same things. This is the Liberian mentality. No matter who you put there, you just go in there to do the same thing. And lastly, for our people in Nigeria, this whole mentality, we have to change it. And that's when leadership comes into play. Because when we didn't do a good enough job to integrate groups that are on the fringes in our society, like the Fulani, even the Mandingos, we have to have a national reconciliation and integration in our country that has to be led by the president. Because people in the country, they see those people as outsiders. The Burkinabes, the Fulanese, they're all Africans. But those are the people who have the businesses in their hands. Those are the people who seem to have some little semblance of power and money in the country, and let's get positive. The lack of
police presence in the counties, not just Grangeda, but most of the counties in the southeast and other places. Lack of police presence. If you have enough police on the street, it's a deterrence in and of itself. But people taking, mob justice into their own hand, targeting an ethnic group because they feel like those people are this way or that way. Our people went through similar things. So we can't be, perpetrating the same violence that other people perpetrated against us simply because they assume that we're from this ethnic group, so we must be responsible for whatever bad thing that happened, to people during this time. And they're doing that same thing. We can't repeat the same thing. So I'm calling on, the senators, the superintendent, after this incident is resolved, and those who perpetrated the crime, after they've been prosecuted or whatever, you need to have a dialogue with that community, including the Mandingo community who live amongst other in Grangeda, to integrate those people and let everybody know they're part of us. Like, Grangeda is not only for the Crown people. Everybody from any tribe can live in that county and consider that county to be their own county, their home county. So we need to really make efforts in that country to come together as one people. If not, if anything break out, people will start going after each other like we did in the war that ended in 2003. But Mr. So, thank you for allowing me on. Leave it there for now.
Okay, Terry, let me just bring you in.
Yeah, Mr. So, yeah, everything we own here is just the same old 6 and 7. We thought and thinking that we don't. It's hard to talk, but we don't want to continue to be in the same position that we were in before we came to rescue. In as much as everything is going, President Bokar still have 5 more years to prove himself and turn the ties around. For the issue of Senator Dillon and Yombly, they are wearing the Liberian people out. The both of them, they got to restructure themselves. One of the things I see with Senator Dillon, he cannot really distance himself from Senator Yombly. And every time they do that, there's a bad omens that comes upon them. There's a bad omens. So if you're running a political institution, you have to distance yourself to some extent. But they always move in that close togetherness, and all of that. To me, it brings you a lot of things. It comes with a lot of other things. So you have to show some level of responsibility to the party for which you belong, regardless of your legislature affiliation and all of that. I think that will bring some level of responsibility to them, if even they're trying to search a new political sojourn to redirect the party in another dimension, because they need to do that in order for them to
Tell you now, you got to control your background, please.
In order for them to really regain political status again in Liberia. What you mean? I'm surprised that what you mean, Elvis always come with honesty. That is the difference between Elvis and what he mean and Keto. Elvis is very okay. If President Bokar mess this thing, I don't know who is going to fix it. That's the thing, Mr. So, because President Bokar is an older guy. This guy is not into woman business. He's not traveling here, there, and he's not going to be the kind of flexing.
He's not into what? He's not into woman business.
Yeah, you don't hear me about the man going to so and so play with girlfriend. All the guy, the man already
who is that? Yeah, you can talk on that thing.
But any the gossip that we're on. But obviously, Mr. So, a young guy, those things are normal. It's going to happen when you are a young president, obviously. But what I'm saying is, President Bokar is an aged man.
You see,
he don't have much pleasure to do. All right. Okay. So if he fails, who else we're going to trust? Who we're going to trust? Are we going to trust Lpr to be president for Liberia? That Lpr will go there?
Who? It can't even be quarter chief before you be.
That Lpr and Mr. Macron we're going to carry?
Jesus Christ. That would be a disaster. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's have Lion Tail. Go ahead. Lion Tail, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thank you for me just well, all I gotta say is that Mr. Bonga is really very good at society and make everybody get best fruits and his people from all other side, the nephews chief of staff, nothing happens to Bonga is true and basically the people from all other side. We want to make sure another person comes from that local country or that area from them. For the Fuda people, let me just confirm it. It's hard time that you have to stop doing a lot of comparison with CDC, Dhaka, and Joshua. We know that we made some mistakes when that has compared to the horrifying things the major party and Dhaka people are doing now. Yeah, Dhaka is going to try to watch the country with travel stuff and don't want to get to a rifle, take a chance. So the people that are preparing for this, they are stealing out of money to come and try to see that people with the money they are stealing. That's what they're doing all these things. Whether it's not having no constructive plan for Liberia right now, only to find a lot of people, they're more hungry, and those are popular organizing, they go to the streets, they will see what will happen.
They're not pushing you.
They're not getting chance to be president. And for the Fuda people, we accept that we have a very serious scrutiny because it came from Central African Republic. Most of the people, they follow in Nigeria and Lusa. They came the Igbo land, and all the fields have started up to the present time. That is serious cases always been happening in Nigeria because of the CT. People migrated from other places on charge and follow into Nigeria to do it. You don't have that land and all indigenous. So there are people we know, but we don't want the present current generation to have good intention of how we think that's really true. But tomorrow, we don't want any conflict. We just seconds.
Okay.
Tomorrow, I will kill who in charge of this tomorrow for people.
All right, thank you so much. We gotta, okay, Keta, make a point. We gotta wrap up. I need to go catch something quick.
So, thank you. So this is the thing here. Terry, when I come to this conversation, I come with honesty. I don't come.
Oh, Terry, call your Nina. Why you jump back? Jesus Christ.
No, I come with honesty on this platform to say the truth. Anything I say here, I either quote from the source or I come here with information from literature, right? So if you look at President Bwaka, the 42 years that people said he has experience, right? I don't think Evis knew President Bwaka prior to this whole election saga. I don't think even before Ellen Johnson said he went for him to say, can't work for us. I don't think that Terry knew him. I think the people that pushed the narrative of Bwaka to Liberian people that this man is a man of integrity, this man is a man of great experience. They were doing it to sell him so they can sell themselves out there to us, so they can come and start taking the loot of our country. They were not putting Bwaka because Bwaka is a very smart individual, or President Bwaka is a man of transparency, or he has an experience, because the leadership that is taking place, the action that is coming from this leadership, tells me that this man has no experience. This man served minister on a door, minister on a soil, vice president for 12 years on Ellen. He came, he served in the Senate as president of the Senate. He's president of the Republic of Liberia from the first day of this man's administration. He started getting it wrong from the very first day. It tells me that somebody who does not have experience. And then when I say it, you say I come with this information. How can a person who has, let's say, 42 years experience will come and point you to a ministry and point you to the same ministry again 3 times, withdraw you, and point you to another ministry and point you there 4 times, withdraw you? What you want me to say about that person? A man who got no way to even
Keto, good night.
and you can't.
Yeah, when it comes to Terry, then you say,
all the time. Now why you and Labor can be 40 every day. You can be 40.
He got an open mind. That's what I like about Terry. Unlike the Labor, is like completely far extreme to this thing that he got no sense of reasoning when it comes to Bwaka. Bwaka can do anything. Liberty is okay.
Bwaka and let me say Bwaka said Liberal and Jerry back up for some reason, I don't know.
The reason why Labor is going to defend President Bwaka is because Labor is how you call it? What the party the guys were on, man?
The Liberty Party?
No. From the 70s, from Turbo time, man.
The progressive?
The progressive. Labor is a progressive. President Bwaka, that's what they always say. Our President Bwaka is an asset. He's the last of the progressive. So Labor and Mr. Bacon will die supporting President Bwaka. So they support President Bwaka from a fanatic position. And you guys got to understand that. All right? For me, I'm an open-minded guy because I am looking at the reality of what is happening in real time. So that is the difference.
Oh, so you want us to deal with the thing at the beach, talking here? Well, that's so understanding.
Well, we got to understand each other. Look at Keto now. Keto will defend President Weah. He just spoke about how President Bwaka he not that. But tell him whether if President Weah was a guy who you say you were competent for the job and then how competent was President Weah to run the country for 6 years and not know all the things that went on in the government? How competent was he in comparison with President Bwaka?
What is still something said your government still have over I'm waiting to see how this thing they have over 7,000 positions for employment.
Wow.
Yes. George, we are like over 4,000 positions.
Yeah, sure. I heard that too. He left all the positions.
Whether they knew about they knew what to do or not, whatever the situation, I don't know. But even as we speak now, you have over 7,000 positions that should be within the employment of a government. Whether they're going to do it or they're keeping it or what, nobody knows. Talking before we go. I was talking to a very top insider, not the Vangaye people there. And, he's always been saying, oh, I don't want to work. I don't want to go. I don't want. So I say, excuse me. He said, you don't want to, you don't want to work. Why? It said that you are not, other person, it said that you are not trusted to serve your country. And if you don't want to work, then what was the point? You don't need job to survive. I disagree with people who say I don't want to work. Then there must be some sort of hidden agenda. And two, you campaign vigorously. You articulated this guy message, vision. Now he's dead. Now, if you refuse, if you say you don't want to work, if he fails tomorrow, if his administration doesn't succeed, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. So what could be the justification for you to come to us to say, oh, or will you be one of those? Oh, why can't I do it? No. So there are two things here. We yet to know whether this president going to seek re-election or not. But even at that, if he doesn't, another component would be is to leave that legacy he wants to lift someone's hand. So if the right thing is not done, let's close one window. He doesn't die. Probably he might not. But if he's not, whose hands is he preparing now to lift at the end of the day? And that people are going to turn to that person. All is contingent upon the things that he's going to do now, policy, and how he's going to conduct this. Are you guys thinking about that? Or you're just looking at the CCA after the CCA, whether he comes back or not, that's not it. For him, he has nothing to lose. The probability of not seeking re-election is most likely. But the future of the party, is there anybody that they are raising right now to be the future of the party when he leaves? Or is there somebody that he has in mind right now that I want to leave that person in? So all of his doing, his policy, how you're going to run this government, it depends on plenty of the party succeeding of his legacy remaining intact and his agenda to forge ahead. Are you guys considering that, or we just looking at the daylight today and we are not considering whether they're going to be a life?
There will always be somebody that will pop up, Mr. So there are, like I always say, Liberia does not lack competent people. All right, there will be Unity Party is going to find somebody, but the problem is this, right? If President Boka, because for me,
another question, the brown people then after they are brown or after they are brown when this array they join to the bush.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, but you know, so President, they're gonna Unity Party never lack somebody, but the problem is with that person be able to win the elections in 2029, I doubt it. The only person that I am suspecting President Boka can lift the hand up that he may want to support, but again, it have to be in the confine of Jeremiah Kuhn. All right, is Mr. Cummings, because I think from what I understanding, there's the Pape might likely lift Mr. Cummings' hand up. There's a possibility that Mr. Cummings could take over Unity Party. I think he's the only person that will bring sanity to Unity Party with the acquaintances of the former president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. But other than that, you go in the Jeremiah Kuhn way. And if you go to Jeremiah Kuhn, I don't want to say this on the live. I'm not going to say it. But obviously, you go with Jeremiah Kuhn, that only Nima County. That's all. All right. But Unity Party have to put up a strong candidate for 2029. Otherwise, the CDC might likely topple things. They might likely topple things. I'm not praying for them to come back because I don't want for them to come back. But if they don't put up a strong candidate that can take the bull by the horn in 2029, somebody neutral, like Mr. Cummings, that nobody that the Liberian people have not tried yet, and other things that they will see to be a neutral candidate, blend him with a native boy, like maybe Jeremiah Kuhn again, or somebody from Nima County. That particular thing, if Jeremiah Kuhn decided to go with Mr. Cummings, that is a strong force that cannot defeat.
Are you also aware? Are you also aware that the former president is in deep conversation with some prominent people from Nima County?
President we are?
Of course, for possible.
There's a possibility. President
he visited my own state here, and I know other people. So you can't.
Is he talking to Mr. Bacon again? Is he talking to Mr. Bacon again? Because that one they will be.
No, not not But they have some good force here. You know what I was saying?
So who are you talking about? Prince Johnson?
No, not Prince Johnson. It's a very young breed, very talented, who is
Mr. So you need
building himself.
You need somebody that have voice in Nima County. You can't go to Tabata, do children there and beat them. You need somebody that the people, when they stand to speak, the people will listen to them. And right now in Nima County,
Prince Johnson would not continue to be the face of Nima County.
Right now, Taiwan Gongo got less strength, but he don't have enough.
Prince Johnson right now he's wounded. He wounded right there. So he going back to the empire is counted out. So it meant to the slipper right. He can deal with anybody, anytime. Just how we like to experiment. Okay, since they wanna, Labropa is almost like a laboratory. Since they wanna do it, that's why they want here. Or people vote on sympathy. I lead it, man. Actually, 4 times. I that fees for him. That vote him. Those are the kind of things that happen. But he could be one of the reasons Cummings was there's some most of the surrounding. He brought people in that's kind of like get himself caught into his own talking. You can't do the same thing over and over, but the same old people you end up bringing in. So that also raised the eyebrow. But I think he learned a lesson and all of that. So hopefully they're going to change. But all we want the best out of our country. And the reason I'm saying that
let's say Boka will raise Apeton hand.
Apeton?
That Mr. Apeton. Now, Apeton hand Boka will raise Esther. I beg you.
The issue of ABC do not estimate it. United Party.
That's what I'm telling you.
It's I mean, there are a lot of teams playing out now in crowd.
I would not overlook it. And Mr. So, let me tell you something. ABC,
and he does have the
Jeremiah
resources.
Kun. Pwah.
The thing now,
President Weah can defeat them in 2029. I can tell you for sure.
And he does have the resources to still wage an effective campaign.
Yes, definitely.
So I don't know whether who's going to.
Dr. Toto, ABC can align with Unity Party. It can be an alliance. The same way how you had the NDRY, it can be an alliance. But something before we go, so I wanted to say, I was listening to one of the guys on.
Terry, hold on. Let me see. Karen been calling here. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Terry, we got 1 minute left. Before let Karen talk, then we go. Karen, let's hear you.
Good evening, Mr. Paul, and everyone.
Good evening. How are you, buddy?
Oh, the information that Terry is given concerning Mr. Comey, we need to look at it keenly. I'm saying the former president LA is talking to Joe Barker behind the scene. There's some information that came to the appointment of Luis, and when that information came on the scene, they said yes, they got information.
It's a
Special representative. From the appointment of the former
Current your line, your reception on the line is so bad. I don't know what I like on my phone.
Change your position.
Yeah,
you getting me now?
Yeah, or you just change your direction, whatever you're sitting or you're standing to see whether the system will improve, but it's kind of like breaking up.
Am I much better now?
Yeah, much better. Go ahead quickly.
Oh, the appointment of the Jonathan Massacre, but also the recommendation from Gillespie and Mr. Comey. So if Mr. Comey is a Gillespie is playing key role to take every recommendation from Mr. Comey to bring people in a present government, in which Louis Barnes put that to the government. I think something is happening behind the scene. And besides, if the Barker don't govern well, it will be the stigma also on Jeremiah, because that means Jeremiah will be used as sacrificial lamb for Unity Party, because I know fully well that at the end of the day, 2029, Unity Party will end up bringing somebody that they will use Jeremiah as a sacrificial lamb just to come to power. So we got to consider all of these things. We got to look at it keenly. And the issue of Dara Dillon, when you talk about Dara Dillon taking pictures, what Liberian people expect from Dara Dillon? Then when you're coming to the Senate, you say, yeah, I know you have 13 out of your account. But the recent, when the mayor submitted a document to LACC, when he declared he had 125,000, you see people looking at that, me who never had 1,000 on their account before he got 125,000. Then they held the kid jail where he in China. So the Liberian people, we should look at who to bring to power, because the other person, and then for everyone at all. Thank you for the show.
All right, Terry, let's wrap up here.
Yeah, you see, you're talking about the other thing, politics, like that. The Tutu talking. I mean, Esther is saying, "Boga can raise Mr. Comey here up." Don't say that. Anything can happen in politics. Anything is possible, especially in the Liberian politics. There is no hatred, no hard feeling. When you ever expected for ANC to support Jawia? You ever expected ANC to support Jawia? With all of what happened to them, but they still supported President Weah. So anything can happen in Liberian politics. I can't rule anything out. The problem is that you must, if Jeremiah Kun is to run not to be the standard bearer, it means that you got to give Jeremiah Kun somebody that he will submit to. And the only person Jeremiah Kun might likely be able to submit to and say, okay, you know what, I can get a person space for them to be president and something and be running mate to them, is Mr. Cummings. That the only person Jeremiah Kun. Other than that, Unity Party will have to allow Jeremiah Kun to be standard bearer, and they provide the vice president, the VP. Other than that, the only way you need a formidable force that everybody know, everybody recognize, and everybody know that will be able to stand, that will support the party and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. And secondly, the money.
The money.
the old man finishing coming to retirement money. I can't go.
You think, look at the way the puppet will be working. You have puppet look like you coming to take money from government to go give it to Unity Party and other things. But last time also I was listening to one guy, one of these representatives on the OKFM, and he said something that's very scary about drugs. And
this Keto guy, jeez.
You know, the drugs. He said something that's very scary. He said there are over 130 some more places in our border space where there is no man guarding in Liberia. The assessment, he said that is why the drugs are coming in the country. No men, like, we don't have manpower to guard those border entry points in Liberia. So anything that the country is on a time bomb. And we don't have no package, no means to recruit. The people said at work there are police officers that we even able to pay. They're working, they're not even part of the budget. They just came out of the academy. We even able to pay them. So I really do. This country is in a serious mess. I really don't know how President Bokar is going to govern for these 6 years coming. I hope to see what he's going to do differently. I really hope to see it. But from what I'm sitting and looking at now, I just can only pray for Liberia.
Okay, Pastor. So that's the best thing to do. That's a very thing to fast and pray. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keto, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, let's hear you before we go.
So this is the thing, right? The question you posed about, who next, who the guy going, right? You gotta look at the space of like brother political space now. You gotta look at anybody coming has to be about electability factor of that person. Where the vote the voters will like that person. I was listening to SKTV, they had an opinion poll today, people calling in from all over the world, including Liberia. And if there was election, who they're gonna win? Everything went to President Weah. They had Alexander Kunis, they had President Weah, they had Joseph Waka, they had Lusuli Kamara, and another person who they had 5 candidates.
That place that Jowea and ANC play.
The 5% of the callers say
SKTV that Jowea and ANC they can talk about all day.
Immediately the ANC they were leading to he went to lead to what he did on Waka later on. But I mean most of the people that called to that show, they never like President Weah. But the fact is the way our politics is today, for the 2 parties in our country that people really gravitate to Unity Party and CPC. And the only 2 persons, if they lead the stage of our politics, it will be hard for Liberia to make a decision. President Weah and Bwaka. If Bwaka leave, Unity Party got nobody to pull for Liberia to trust. If Weah leave the CDC got nobody that Liberia will trust. With all President Weah, CDC is not a political party that Liberia can say we'll put this person in Liberia will run after. I mean, CDC will run after. To be honest with you, that's the problem we have.
Thank you so much.
We put our politics around individual instead of institution.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much for the show, brother. So,
okay. I heard the liberal ain't saying he cool and things like the way you're talking now. You on the ocean and now you can water again. Thank you, bye. Okay, my mentor, thank you so much. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're gonna be back here tomorrow by God's willing. Folks, thank you so much and have a pleasant evening. Okay, folks, that does it this evening. I'm Alfonso Z and Salt, and to all our viewers, our followers, your comments, your tweets always helpful into our national conversation. Until then, have a pleasant evening, and we'll be back here by God's willing tomorrow. There's a major conference expected to get underway in Nima County. We'll get more of that, and we will take on those conversations. Until then, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.